now. Okay, again, what is the air made of?
Nitrogen and carbon dioxide.
Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, other gases. What do we need the oxygen found in the air for? What do we need it for?
For respiration.
We need it for respiration because all living things breathe. Who can explain the respiration process? What happens during the respiration process?
Me.
We take in oxygen and give out carbon
Miss, we take in oxygen and we release carbon dioxide.
Perfect. During respiration, living things breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Okay, so who put this oxygen in the air? What is the source of oxygen in the air?
Plants.
Plants. Whose answer is
dioxide.
What?
Who said plants?
Me.
Good job, ya Shogri. Okay, I need
Thank
someone else. Let's say Sireen. Sireen,
Yes.
Shogri is saying that plants are the source of the oxygen in the air. They put the oxygen in the air. How do they do
Yes.
it?
It's by
Through
photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Great. Sireen, can you talk about the photosynthesis process?
The photosynthesis process contains 5 steps. The flower has to get the sun and then the water and carbon dioxide.
Okay. Yeah, she takes, yes, carbon dioxide, sunlight, and water to make what? What does it make?
Glucose and oxygen.
Glucose and oxygen. So plants release oxygen to the outside while their food. Linda, why are green plants? Why plants can go through photosynthesis? What helps them do this?
What, miss?
دي موتزاريلا.
Miss, what?
Green plants are the only plants that can do photosynthesis. Can you explain why?
Because green plants have chlorophyll, and chlorophyll makes them green and helps capture the sunlight.
Excellent, perfect. So green plants have this chlorophyll pigment in it. Chlorophyll catches the sunlight needed for the food making process. So plant takes oxygen, they take carbon dioxide, sunlight, and water to cook glucose and release oxygen to the outside. Okay?
يا عمي اللي بيعطينا كورس
وحيدتي من grade 5 هي
Yes, Asim, it's grade 5 live session. Grade 4 live session was at 2.
لحظة شو مستحيل يبعثوا
goodbye
Bye.
لحظة شوي الو هاي تيتشر
Hi, Pete. Hi.
بدي لك هيدا الصف الخامس ولا
Yes, grade 5 هيدا. Grade 4 live session was at 2. كانت الساعة 2.
طيب اوكي ثانكس حبيبتي.
So in this short video, they're talking about the air. Usually the air has no smell, we cannot see it, but we can feel it. How can we feel it? Ahmed,
The wind.
the wind, we can feel the wind, that's right. I will unmute Ghadi Hashim, I will unmute Abdullah Hariri. Please, miss, you need to unmute yourself so I can hear you. Okay, so the air has no smell, it has no color, we cannot see it, but we can feel it. We can feel the wind.
See, felt, taste, or smell.
It also cannot be tasted.
It is dirty. We cannot see air.
Okay. You can answer this question. I will take Abdullah Hariri's answer. Yalla ya Abdullah. What do living things need air for?
To breathe.
To breathe. Perfect. So, in the air we have oxygen, and living things need this oxygen to breathe. Okay? So, in the next video, you will see short explanation for the respiration process in a human being.
The respiratory system extracts oxygen from the air, a gas our cells need to live and grow. The respiratory system also eliminates carbon dioxide that cells produce after using oxygen. This process is known as respiration.
So, respiration or respiration is a process needed by all living things, plants, animals, and us people. We need this oxygen to breathe. So many animals and plants need air to breathe, and without air, life wouldn't exist on Earth, right? Okay, what's the source of the oxygen in the air? Ahmed, Kareem,
Yes.
Katie,
Plants.
plants. What's the source of the oxygen in the air?
Plants.
Plants. It's the photosynthesis process. During the photosynthesis process, plants take water, carbon dioxide, sunlight. They use them to cook the glucose and to release
To
oxygen.
produce oxygen and give them to us. And we
Yes,
give them
they
carbon
release
dioxide by
oxygen.
respiration. Yes.
That's right. So in this video, they are explaining the photosynthesis process. If you want to watch it, you can go to the lecture video, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna play it now. Deal? So they just talking about photosynthesis, how plants cannot eat food, so they need to cook it, they need to make it. So they use 3 different things: carbon dioxide, sunlight, and water. They cook them to produce glucose needed by the plant, and they release oxygen to the atmosphere, to the air.
Yes, Fatima.
Yes?
Let's say you will install today's worksheet solution.
Yes, I will put it when we finish now. Okay, so we talked in the class once that everything in nature should be in balance. So the amount of oxygen and the amount of carbon dioxide must be in balance. We cannot change nature. Okay? What helps keep the amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide in balance?
Miss Fatin?
Yes.
Not cutting trees.
We're talking about the process. What do we call the cycle that helps
Miss, I have
keeping the carbon and the oxygen in balance?
Miss, I have a question. The carbon cycle?
Yes, who said it?
Me, Ali Shogre.
Now, who said the answer? Ali, I will answer your question. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Carbon cycle?
Who said it? Is it Linda?
No, not me.
Serene. Perfect, Serene. It's the carbon cycle. Do you remember when we talked about how plants release oxygen, then human beings take this oxygen, they release carbon dioxide, and then carbon will, after dying, they will be decomposed into minerals. One of these minerals is the carbon, then the plants will use the carbon. It's a cycle. Do you remember the carbon cycle?
Yes.
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 So the carbon cycle helps keeping the amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the air. So I'm telling you now that the composition of air doesn't change that much. Okay, we have numbers and studies that study the composition of air, and we're gonna talk about it now. So we know now. Yes, Ali, what was your question, dear?
Miss, I finished all the worksheets, but except in question 2, indeed, describe the relationship that exists between sunlight and smog formation.
Okay, so do you know what the smog is?
I remember taking it, but I forgot what is it.
Okay. I will explain it, and also I will post the solution, and I explained it in the video. هلا I will talk about causes of air pollution. Okay.
Okay.
So as we said, without air, life wouldn't exist on Earth. We need air with all of its components. The air is made of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other gases. Okay, what are these gases? Before we talk about composition, we need air to, so the
Parachute.
parachuters uses air to fly, divers, astronauts. What else? What are things that cannot be done or don't work without air? They need air to be done. Like what?
Like stuck in the room that has no windows.
Fire.
Or plants.
Okay, so plants, good job, Linda. Plants need air, they cannot live without it.
Fire.
So this is Ghadi's voice, right? Excellent, ya Ghadi, fire.
Abdallah.
Fire.
Abdallah.
This is Abdallah. Okay, bravo, ya Abdallah. So fires, to make a fire, you need lots of oxygen. While burning things, while burning fossil fuels, while burning wood, this fire consumes oxygen and releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now, air is important for the life on Earth. What constitutes the Earth's debris? Till now, we know that there is oxygen, carbon dioxide, and also water vapor. What is the air made of?
Hi, I'm a physics student. Ever wonder what air is made of? I did, so I looked into it a bit. If you think about it.
Is the sound clear? Should I raise
Yes.
it a bit?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
You can feel the wind on your face while you're enjoying a nice view. You're riding on top of a fighter jet, but even though you can feel it, you can't see it. What's up with that? Well, to find this out, let's get a better look of what air is made of by shrinking ourselves to the size of its building blocks. Ready? So we shrunk ourselves 100 billion times, which is nice, but now we can't see anything. This is because at this scale, we're actually smaller than visible light. Not very interesting for a video, but if we use science, we can piece together our knowledge of the world on this scale, and that way, we can recreate what it would look like. Welcome to the microworld of air. The blobs you see around you are called molecules, and these molecules are what air is made of. The colors aren't real, by the way. Let's get a closer look at these things. This one. This is nitrogen. Two of them, actually. We like to write it like this, N2. And these two guys are stuck together like I don't know what. Figuring out how to separate these two is probably one of the most important discoveries in mankind. This is because it enabled us to efficiently create food for plants. And without this fertilizer, we wouldn't be able to feed about half of all the world's population. That's a lot of people. But wait, along with giving life, nitrogen can also take life. This is because it's also one of the main ingredients in lots of different explosives, like TNT, dynamite, and many more. Everything is a double-edged sword. Moving on, let's do some blue. Even though it's so important, it makes up only 20% of air. As you probably guessed, this is oxygen, 2 of them, so it makes O2. Next time you pass by some plants or algae, even the mushy ones, you should probably tell them, "Thank you for breathing." Why? Because if they don't breathe, we can't breathe. You see, when plants and algae breathe, they release oxygen, which we animals later breathe in. So once again, thank you, green stuff. Also, it's responsible for making matches burn and bicycle chains rust. And without oxygen, we won't be able to explore any other planets in the future. Let's see what else we have here. Now, I know you're curious about this weird one. This little guy is called H2O, or as we know it, water. There's so much to say about water that we'll have to leave it for another video. So let's just do it now. Aha! Now here's something new to most people. This little pink guy is called argon. It makes up about 1% of all the air around us, not the same amount as water. It's very useful in keeping certain wine's fresh. It's also used in regular and in fluorescent lighting, and it's even used in lasers. It's always cool. But that's it. There's still some small amounts of other stuff, like carbon dioxide, floating around here somewhere. But for now, we're done here. So let's get back to our regular size.
Okay, what do you understand? 78% of the air is made of
Here is nitrogen.
nitrogen. How do we write nitrogen?
N2.
N2.
N-I-T-R-O-G-E-N.
N2.
Okay, we're talking about the scientific formula of
N2.
N.
Miss N2.
N.
2.
Okay, small 2. So 78% of the air is made of nitrogen. 78%. Okay?
And 20% is made of oxygen.
And 1%.
And 1% of other gases and carbon dioxide.
Okay.
And water.
So how do we write oxygen?
O2.
O2.
O2 and
Small. Okay. So 1% is what?
Other gases.
carbon dioxide and other gases.
Okay, so here we have 21. Sorry for the mistake. Let's see. Okay, it's not working anymore. Okay, so 21%. You're not allowed to write. Who is writing on the screen?
Miss
Mommy.
On the way.
So 21% of the air is made of oxygen, and we still have 20. We still have.
Oh, I can hear you.
We still have 1%.
Other gases.
Other gases. Okay, can you name some other gases?
CO2, water.
CO2, perfect. Good job, ya Ahmad. CO2, carbon dioxide, is one of the gases that make up 1% of the air. Water, perfect. How do we write water?
Miss, may I just
H-O2.
H2O.
H-O2.
H2O. H2O. CO2. What's the AR?
Argon.
Argon. Perfect. Who said it?
Me. Karim.
Kareem. Good job, Kareem. Argon. So all of these and also other particles of dust, other gases, all of these are only 1% of the air. Okay? So we have 78% of nitrogen. We have a 21% of
You're wasting your time and my time. Come in and it's everyone good.
okay. So air is made of different things. We have 78 or 79% nitrogen, 20% or 21. Stop, please stop.
Not me.
To 20% oxygen, and the 1% left is made of water gas, water vapor, carbon dioxide, argon. Okay, the amount of water vapor in the air changes. Okay, and this will make the other amounts of gases change also.
The biggest component of air is.
So I love this video, so please pay attention.
Biggest component of air.
Component of air is nitrogen. It comprises around 78% of the air. Out of the remaining 22%, 21% of air is composed of oxygen. So, nitrogen and oxygen gases form about 99% of air. The remaining 1% of air consists of several gases, including carbon dioxide, argon, helium, neon, hydrogen, ozone, and water vapor. So kids, now you know what air is composed of.
Okay, so 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen, and the 1% left is for carbon dioxide, water vapor, argon. Okay, is the air around you always clean?
No, it's not always clean.
It's not always clean. Depending, Kareem. So, what do we say that is happening when the air isn't clean around us? It has different
Pollution.
It is polluted. The air is polluted. Okay. So the air is polluted. Water pollution happens where the air contains gases, dust, fumes, odor in harmful amounts. What do we call the substances that cause air pollution?
Pollution. Forces. Pollutant.
We call them pollutants. Excellent, Ahmad. We call them pollutants. I will write it in the chat. We call them pollutants. Okay? The substances that pollute the air are called pollutants. What are different air pollution causes?
We have factories, cars.
Good job, Serene. The fumes from factories, from cars.
Fires.
Fires, bravo, Ahmad.
Miss, I said it.
Cutting.
Bravo,
Cutting trees.
Cutting trees, good job. تعالي شغلي. What makes the air around you dirty?
Factories. Miss, factories, cutting trees.
Yes.
Smoking, fires.
Cars.
Perfect.
Fires.
That's right.
Burning fuel.
Burning fuel. Bravo, Abdullah. Okay, so we have two types of air pollutants. We have nature air pollutants and we have artificial air pollutants, made by man. Nature air pollutants like what?
Like fire.
Like fire. Bravo. So fires are considered as nature air pollutants. What about artificial air pollutants? Like
Cutting trees.
Throwing rubbish.
throwing trash or rubbish. Bravo, Linda.
Cutting trees. Smoking.
Factories. Bravo.
Cars.
Smoke from cars. That's right.
Fires.
So,
Miss, if we want.
we're not gonna video. Now in this slide we're saying that air pollution happens where things, when fuels, when harmful substances pollute the air. They cause harm for plants, animals, and humans. Let's talk a little bit about causes of air pollution. Vehicles that need gasoline, that need the fuel to work. So when we burn fuel, we are polluting the air.
Miss, who is drawing on the screen like that?
Really? I'm backward, but my hands are not on the screen.
Nothing.
I'm not drawing.
This is Ali's cake.
No, Miss. Miss, I swear, no.
Okay. So vehicles that uses fuel, they release harmful substances into the atmosphere. So vehicles are cause of air pollution. We'll talk here about acid rains. Okay. When factories, when fires, when industries release harmful gases into the air, they rise in the atmosphere. Okay, so they rise to the clouds, and then they combine with the water particles. They combine with the water molecules or force. After this, when it rains, the rain will hold the harmful gases with it. That's what we call acid rain. Okay, acid rain is a kind of air pollution since it happens when harmful substances or gases combine with air. Clear or no?
Miss?
Yes. Again, I will repeat. Factories, industries, fires, cars, they release gases, they release harmful gases, bad substances into the air. These bad substances will go up in the atmosphere, in the sky. They will rise in the atmosphere and they will combine with the water vapors. They will combine with the water vapors found in the clouds. Then, when the rain falls, it will take with it all the harmful gases. So the quality of the rain is bad. That's what we call acid rain. Acid rain is so harmful for plants, animals, for human beings also. It damages the buildings. Okay. Let's see. This video, this is an important video talking about acid rain and the effect of acid rain on plants, animals, and human beings. So I need you to check the lecture video to watch it. We're not going to watch it now.
What is acid rain?
But it explains everything about acid rain.
Acid rain is...
We should take proper steps to control air pollution.
We're almost done. We still have 5 minutes. In this time, I want you to tell me tips or ways to reduce air pollution. What can we do to clean our air or to keep it clean?
Stop cutting trees.
Stop cutting trees. Bravo, Ahmed.
Stop use more environmental friendly items.
Good job, Yalinda. Use friendly items, environmental friendly items. Good job.
Stop lighting fires.
Stop making fires. That's right.
Stop throwing trash everywhere.
That's right.
Every house.
Growing more plants.
Growing or planting more plants. That's right.
Less.
Okay, so we have many ways to reduce air pollution. So we can use filters for cars for different
to put filters in the factories.
That's right, bravo ya Ahmad. To use filters in industries or factories or even all different kinds of filters okay. If we have 2 or more cars at home, it's better to use one if we are going at the same time instead of using 2 cars. Or we can go by walk, we can use public transportation, we can go by bicycles, okay? We have to find things that are better for the air. Plant new trees, since we said plants use the carbon dioxide found in the air and they clean the air from the extra carbon dioxide found in it. Use better kinds of fuels. So let me talk a little bit about carbon dioxide, guys, in here. Carbon dioxide is so important for the plants. They use it for the photosynthesis, but it should be in balance in the nature. Okay, so the air that has more carbon dioxide than usual is polluted. Carbon dioxide is one of the pollutants if it is found in an extra amount in the air. Clear? Okay, so we're done now. I will put the solution on the app. If you still have any questions, feel free to talk to me. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Any questions? Okay, so see you next time. Good luck in your quiz. And again, if you still have any questions, you can talk to me. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Miss, أنت الكويز